Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We have an exciting day with a brand new bag to open and something exciting inside. What's it look like? Oh, wait a minute. I've seen that expression before. I can tell from your face that you're going, yawn, yet another watch. All right, I'm not going to open this one. Not until you are really excited about it. What if I told you that what's in here is a watch and it has a floodlight? It has an actual bright LED flashlight built into it. Is that enough to get me to open it? No. Okay, what if I told you that the watch inside of here had a camera, a front-facing camera, and it does video at 720p resolution? Would that convince you I should open it? No. Yeah, I know. We've had cameras before and taking selfies and all of that. Well, what if I told you you could actually slap this thing on your rearview mirror and use it as a car digital video recorder? You're getting interested, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, you just track your journey and record the whole thing. That's fine. Okay. I got most of you, but a couple of you are still holding out on me for this. What if the FOX8 could Wi-Fi remotely transmit your security, house security, to your phone or wherever? Realize the remote safety and protection, no matter where you are. Monitor your faraway home in real time. A home security system using your watch with that little camera and a Wi-Fi connection. View the video of your home remotely. Now I've got your interest. Oh, it's hard to work for your interest these days. We have so many amazing watches out. Okay, now that we are talking story here about something serious, it's the FOX8 outdoor sport watch. Everything. And a really decent price. And check the show notes because we'll give you a discount price if we can. This one comes to us from BangGood. And actually, I was kind of where you are. I'm going back and forth and I said, we got one looks just like that. It's still 8 gigabytes. They're 4 gigabytes. And it just looks like the same old thing repackaged. Give me something new. So the senior manager over at BangGood dug this one up for us. And the FOX8, I don't know. I haven't opened it. We're going to take a look at it together. Hush up and show us. See, now I've got you going, open it already instead of yawn. All right. Now is the time. I like that logo. Wow, maybe I'll cut that out and put it on my mirror. Oh, I didn't bring my slitters. Sorry, you guys are going to have to see me do it the crude way. Okay. Foxware. Have you heard of them? Foxware. If this does everything it says it does, this is really innovative technology. Oh, I'm getting excited. All right. Smartwatch. Wow. So it's not a digital changing display. It's got a little compass in the arm. I haven't seen that since so long ago. Remember when they put those on the little watches that you could get it wherever, Walmart or Kmart? Okay, it's got a nice bezel. It's got 4 buttons and another button there. Oh, it looks like it's got the protector thing that hasn't started the battery yet. So once we pull that, it'll begin. And sure enough, it looks like it's got a little video camera down there. It says it's a camera watch. And it's got a flashlight thing in it. Wow. Okay, what's in here? It's a charging cable. And is it just like a regular charging cable? Ooh, whoa, this is totally different. This is not micro or mini USB as far as I can tell. It looks thinner than a normal one. Okay, it looks like right here, you think? Yeah. Wow, don't lose this puppy. That would be a bad thing. Theoretically, I wonder if it'll run off of this. Like if you're doing that home monitoring thing, can you plug that into USB and set this up to monitor your house, and it'll supply power directly to it, overriding the battery running out? Or is it just going to charge the battery? Wow. We're opening a whole new technology with this watch. I love it. Okay. Looks like there's a manual down in here too. Foxware Wi-Fi Camera Watch User's Manual. Have you ever seen anything like this? Oh yeah, this is Chinese. Is there English? Yeah, I guess it gets to English eventually. Anyway, here's an Android and an iOS. You want to scan those code things? Can I get in focus there? You might be able to pick that up with your scanner on your phone to see what the matching app is for this. That's all in Chinese still. Okay, I guess it starts here with the Wi-Fi camera operations guide. There we are. There's our barcodes again now in the English part of the manual. Wow. This is pretty sophisticated. Mobile Wi-Fi camera local tutorial. You know, and 720p resolution video is not all that bad. It's kind of a compromise between, you know, the HD or full HD type resolution that really eats up bandwidth over Wi-Fi. And it's actually the bigger resolution than the old 640 by 480, which is typically what you see on the home security cameras. So this could actually turn out to be a decent home security system masquerading as a watch. And when you want to take it out on your arm, you could just unplug it from home and take it with you. Who knows? Wow. All right. I'm going to charge it up for sure and turn it on. Wow. Okay. I was going to turn it on, but there's really no on in the traditional sense of the word for this watch. By the way, on the back, you can see I've covered up some very important information. User ID and password, which becomes your actual link to get into this watch later on. We'll be talking about that. First of all, there's about 3 aspects to this watch. There's a little plastic cover on it. Let's take that off. There we go. There's a watch. And this goes way back to the traditional type of watches where you have the crown that turns. Now, you remember the little plastic thing in there? Word of warning to you, I suggest you adjust this to set the time before you pull that out. When you pull that out and you push this in, the second hand starts and it's ticking away on its internal watch battery to keep track of the time. The reason you want to do that up front is because the way it's in here, it's really impossible to get your fingers on the crown to pull it out to set it if you need to. I've had to go on the back side and push a toothpick in there to get that crown out so that I could adjust the time a little bit. I think it's where it was, and pushing it in starts it back up again. So there, that's the first aspect of this device as a watch. Secondly, it has 16 gigabytes of internal memory in here in a microSD card. Now, you can pop the back off, again, using a screwdriver or something. There's a little flat area here. You can get in here and open it. I don't recommend that at all, unless you absolutely have to. It took me forever to get this thing to snap back in, and I actually had to get a screwdriver and scrape a little of the plastic around the edges to get it to where I could
physically snap it in place. It doesn't screw in, it snaps in. And there's a little rubber grommet on the inside to protect it and waterproof it, and you don't want to mess with the integrity of that either. So unless you absolutely have to get in here, don't open it. I'm not going to open it to show you the insides again because it took 2 days to get that thing back. But with that said, if you want to upgrade the 16 gigabyte storage card that's in the back of this watch to 32, which it says is the maximum, or 64, which I actually put in and tried and it worked. At least it was working in the beginning part. I don't know once it gets up to 32 gig if it would have problems for the second 32 gig. But in the initial 32 gig, it was working fine with a 64 gigabyte card in here. Whatever. It comes with 16 gigabytes installed. Now, that's plenty. The way this thing works in its second mode, which is as a car DVR, all right, a car digital video recorder, is when you put it in record mode, it will start recording from the camera here, which is relatively good quality. It's not your super high, 1080p camera capability. It's 720, which is your standard HD, and it's relatively clear. It's probably a 2 megapixel, maybe a 5 megapixel really camera, but it does do some decent video. You can pretty well see what's going on with it. And it's tied in with the buttons here. There's actually only 2 buttons. These bottom things are not buttons. There's just 2, up here and up here. And when you put it in the mode to start recording, it will record for 10 minutes, 5-minute segments. That's right, 5-minute segments, and repeat each 5 minutes. And it will do that forever, as long as the battery lasts, I guess. And the way it's storing it is really small file size. So a 16 gigabyte card, when you have this in recording mode, can last 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, almost a half a month, about 14, 15 days. So you really don't need to upgrade that card thinking that it's going to loop through in 6 hours and start erasing what was there before or just stop. You've got plenty of space. How do you get the data out? Really easy. You plug in the USB cable that you saw. You connect that to your computer. With the proper drivers and everything in your computer, it will light up as a second drive. All of your files are there, and you can drag them off. In just a minute, I'm going to show you that file structure because there's something else you need to know about setting up the watch to be able to record in the DVR mode and have the proper time listed on the video. All right, but by way of overview, there's a third mode to this watch. The third mode is actually acting as a video transmitter. This watch can tie in with the built-in or inbuilt Wi-Fi and create a Wi-Fi server showing whatever the camera is looking at streamed over Wi-Fi to an app on a phone that will show you what's being transmitted. The app on the phone, as you'll see shortly, has buttons that let you take still pictures or record video of what's being streamed from the camera. That video or still pictures are actually recorded and stored on the phone, not on the watch. The watch recording on the micro SD card is when it's doing the DVR, and that's different. That's when it's doing it from setting it up and turning it on with the buttons. Those recordings live on the watch. These other recordings that are transmitted by Wi-Fi to the phone are activated by touching the app buttons within the phone. That's the third mode, as a home security system, if you will, a Wi-Fi broadcast. You could have this on your arm walking around as a watch. And oh, by the way the camera is oriented, it's not for taking selfies. If you look at it this way, your picture is upside down. Remember, the camera's right here. What it's meant for is for you to hold your arm this way And then the camera is right side up. And whatever it's facing while you're looking at the compass, that will be right side up in the recording in the DVR mode or in transmitting via Wi-Fi. Now you can have it set up with your phone to be transmitting Wi-Fi, looking at your phone at the image that you're seeing from your watch, moving your watch around whichever way you want to be capturing that, and looking at it at your phone, taking still pictures or recording video. Okay, pretty cool, huh? A watch, a DVR, and a Wi-Fi streaming transmitter system. But wait, you get a bonus. In addition to that Wi-Fi transmitter mode, there is the ability through the app in the phone to tie this watch directly to your home router and therefore through to your modem and therefore through to the internet. If you set that whole thing up, then you can plug the power into this watch. And by the way, when you plug the power in the watch, it automatically turns the camera on and puts this in Wi-Fi transmitting mode. It just does it. It automatically. Like a home video recorder would be. If you lost power and power came back, you want your home video security monitor system to go right back in again and do its thing. Well, this does that. So when you plug it in to charge it, it also goes into the Wi-Fi broadcast mode. And if you have it set up to additionally tie into your router, it's sending the signal into the web, and from your phone remotely anywhere in the world, you can tie into, that's why that's covered up, folks, those special user ID and password information, and look at whatever your watch is looking at live, slight delay over the internet, but pretty much live anywhere in the world. So now you've got a fourth mode that's still part of the home security, if you will, but instead of it just transmitting directly to your phone via Wi-Fi and capturing it within the range of the Wi-Fi of the device, you can leverage this to connect through your router to anywhere in the world. That's the overview. Now let's get into the specifics. Okay, let's talk first about the car DVR mode, or internal recording mode, that will capture the video to the microSD card. The upper right-hand button, when you press and hold, is going to turn the watch on, in a sense. At least it's going to turn that aspect on. Now you see a little blue blinking light going on there? That is turning on and setting up the Wi-Fi. So, and activating the camera, so that now when you see that, the watch is on and it's transmitting the video through Wi-Fi. And if we had our phone here, which we'll do in the next step, you'll be able to see the image that is coming in. Okay, that's that mode. Now, over here, this button, if I tap this button once quickly, it turns that blue light off and it turns on a red light. You see the red light? The red light says it's ready to start recording internally. Now, if I press this button once, it flashes 3 times and it's now recording video internally to the microSD card. And it will do that continuously until I tap this button again. When I do, the red light comes on, that clip is recorded and done. And if it's longer than 5 minutes, it's recorded a 5-minute clip and started another one and another one. If I tap this again, 3 beeps of the light, and it's now recording again. So it's taking a recording of the bottom of the camera right now. And if I tap it one more time, it goes back into what looks like pause mode, but basically is the end mode for that clip, and it's ready to record again. Okay? If I press and hold a long time, it will turn the watch off again. On this button, remember I tapped it once, and it turned that blue light off, and now you see the blue light is back on again, so it's showing its Wi-Fi condition. There's a red light there and a blue light there. Tap it again. Well, the blue light's staying on, but it's supposed to have gone off. There you go. There it's off, but the red light's on because it's waiting and ready to record. Now, if I press and hold this button, it should turn on the bright light. So if you're in the dark and you want to set this up to record video either internally or Wi-Fi out from the camera with some illumination, you now have a built-in light. It doesn't go too far, but far enough that the sensitivity of the camera could capture an image probably. And again, pressing and holding will turn that light out. And again, it's waiting to record. Tap once, 3 little flashes. It's now recording again. Hello in there. It's in 720 by whatever, 1280, is that what it is? The 720p standard HD resolution. Oh, with audio. Did I mention that when it's recording internally, it's recording full audio as well as video? Only video is recorded in the Wi-Fi aspect of it. Going to press again. There's the red light back. And now I'm going to press and hold and turn it off and show you some of the results of clips I've taken using the internal car DVR mode. Little flashes. It's now recording again. Hello in there.
I'm curious what this will look like in the rearview mirror. Let's check it out. That's pretty much my angle of view, if it's working right. And here's the forward view. That's good.
Work, 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 work. Oh, these reviews take so much work, work. Okay. For those of you who are curious, it's orzo salad with a little bit of ahi poki and edamame. Yeah, from Foodland. All right, at least you have an idea of what it looks like on the car DVR mode. Now, this is a little bit technical. Before we leave the topic of how we do these recordings internally, I wanted to let you see a cut from the computer screen when you look at the contents of the microSD card. When you plug this into your computer, it's got all these things here, and it's got this plain record directory, and in here are each of the recordings, typically 5 minutes long if it's continuous. Otherwise, it's just by the date and time. When you start it and when you stop it, it ends at its length. Now, how do you get this date and time, you might wonder, when the watch ships with its default time, whatever it is? You actually have to edit this particular file. So for those of you who get this watch, a little technical update before you even get started. Plug it into your computer, bring up the directory, go to the time.txt, and you'll see this text file. Edit the text file with the correct date and future time that you want it to set. And after you've done that and saved it on the watch, then turn it on, disconnect it and turn it on close to the seconds that you want it to be accurate to. And as it boots up, it will read that time, it will set its internal clock, and it will replace the time.txt with what you see here so that you can do it again if you need to. It's a one-time fix. And once you do that, you'll be tracking with the correct time that you see on the bottom of the video of the clips that I showed you. It shows you date and time. No, you can't take that off. It's always on there. As far as I know, you cannot choose to have it or not have it there. So all of your clips will be time dated. And to get the correct date and time, you need to edit this information. All right. That's everything you need. Oh, and of course, the watch face here, its date, time, and its time and seconds. Notice there's no date in the date box. It's empty. But your time here is just an analog thing that was set here with the knob. Has nothing to do with the internal information. Changing this does not change that. You have to do it from your computer, updating it like I told you. All right, that finishes everything about the car DVR mode. Let's switch now to an entirely different watch, one that could be used for home security and or using it on your wrist with a phone as your monitor by switching to the Wi-Fi mode. Okay, watch carefully now. I am going to press the button to turn on the watch. When I do, I get the blue light blinking. Keep an eye over here. When the blue light goes steady, it activates the watch as a Wi-Fi transmitter, and I should see it show up in my list. It says it's scanning. The light is blue and solid now. Scanning again. And there we go. That's the name of the watch, and it's the name of the Wi-Fi that it broadcasts on. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to connect to it. Now it is my primary Wi-Fi. Okay, got that part down. Set the watch over here. Leave this. I'm going to go to this app I downloaded from the Google Play Store called Plug and Play. There's two of them there. You want the one that's just a camera input thing. Actually, let me show you that. It's called the P2P Cam Viewer. And it's a plug and play for Android client network cameras. It's a generic thing for all different kinds of cameras. And there's been over 100,000 downloads on it. Last update February of this year. So when we bring that up, it immediately goes into the wide area network, which would be over the internet, where, as I mentioned, you can make this watch show up with your home router or office router in a way that you can pick it up over the internet through the app directly. And if that were online, I could go right to it and do everything you're about to see that I'm going to do in the LAN. When I go to LAN, local area network, I'm in my same router, okay? I'm not even with the home router. I'm in the router of the watch. As you saw, I connected the Wi-Fi directly to the watch. So I don't need to be here. I could be out and about. I don't need to be in my home Wi-Fi zone. I could be anywhere. And I'm online. So I go here, and all of a sudden, hello again. You see the bottom butt end of my camera in a picture, which I can then turn sideways, I think. Maybe I don't have that feature on right now. And I have all these controls down here. So rather than look at this silly, stupid picture, I'm going to take a moment and move this watch outside, still in my Wi-Fi zone. Wow, my mouth and my voice are not together. Ba, 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 ba. Work, 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 ba, da, 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 work, work. All right, I know you want to watch the video. I will be right back. Okay. Now the watch, which is really cool because that watch band is flexible and I've got it like looped through the little clasp thing, so I can just set it right on a railing here. Uh-oh. Did he stop? No, there he goes. The video is just delaying. I got one of those little cats, happy cats with a moving arm solar. I figured I need motion of some kind and I can't depend on the birds to come by. So here we go. We've got a little video clip happening out there. Now down at the bottom, you see that I've got a microphone, first of all. I thought, oh, goody, I got sound and I could mute it. No, for more sophisticated systems, you could actually press here and you could speak through the home security camera system to whoever's in the house, for example, and hear back. But this app supports that, but this watch does not. It does not support audio. So that doesn't help. This is taking a still picture. So if I press that button, I just captured a still picture. And if I press this button, you see it says record up here. And I'm now recording video of that clip as well. Down here is the date and time, and it records video to this device for as long as it's recording. I stop that. This lets you take a variety of still pictures and hold on to them as freeze frames, apparently. Wait for it to come back. You see, it does it in jumps, just, I guess, because of the network time delay and such. But if I touch that, well, I thought that's what happened. Maybe you touch that? Yeah, okay, you touch that, and you get a camera picture. So if you're seeing events happening live in what you're filming, and you're in this time-shifted mode, you just simply tap to capture the image that's currently on display. Otherwise, you press that to take pictures. PTZ is interesting. This is where we can now control the image. And you can control it while you're recording. So watch, I'm going to record. I'm going to touch that button, and I flipped it upside down. So if you have the watch on in a way that you want to be filming forward, like a selfie, you can flip it upside down, it'll be right side up. You can flip it left for right, and now it does the mirror image. And of course you could do it left for right and upside down as well. So all of that capability is here. This doesn't seem to do anything. I think it's for panning on those cameras that have that capability, but we don't have that. This doesn't do anything in either direction. This, however, I thought it was going to let us zoom. Well, no, because this isn't a zooming type camera, so we don't have zoom. Okay, so limited controls here, just these two. That's in that mode here. We're still recording. Let's stop that recording. And now I can go back somehow and show you this. Let's go back here. Stop viewing. Okay, yes, we want to stop the viewing. So that was the LAN view. The WAN view is if you're on the wide area, and it's going to have even more jitteries and be slower. And of course, the recordings will be going to the device, whether you're on WAN or LAN. When you go to Files, here's today's date. Here are our videos and our things. PNG are the pictures, so we could take a look at those. There's the picture, and you do have zoom capability, of course, on your phone. That's one of the pictures. And there's the other one, pretty much same thing, right? Now the videos. Open with a video player always. Okay. And there we go. You going to turn on me? I guess I don't have it set to rotate automatically. But now it's upside down, you see. That was when we were actually doing the demo of that. That wasn't me turning the phone. If I go back and show you that from the beginning, date and time, 12:08 and 30 seconds, it flips upside down. So you see how those controls that were there have an effect on the actual transmitted and recorded information. Well, it's transmitted in its standard way. So when we touch those buttons, we're modifying it. Here we're inverting it. There we flipped it. We're modifying it here on the phone. We're not modifying it as it's being transmitted. It's going out as it's going out. We're modifying it here, and it's modifying what you're seeing and what you're recording. All right, as you see, there's no sound to this. It's just straight video. So what happens when you take the watch and you plug it in? Oh, here's the setup, what I was talking about. I just simply slide the top part of the watch, the one with the compass on top is the one you want for the camera to be, which is at the top facing forward, correct right side up. And I just slid it through here, and I can adjust the height exactly like that and put it wherever I want. So security cam, you can put this in the corner on a shelf, adjust it like that, and then plug it in. So I've turned the camera off, and you've already seen what happens when we press and hold the power button, this one here, to start the little light blinking, the blue light, and it goes into Wi-Fi mode. It's off right now. There's no light. And just to show you, all you need to do is take that very unique connector. It's not going to be a standard USB, unfortunately. It's this special one. Little square on the top, and bend it up a little bit and push it in, and look. Immediately a green light comes on. It's charging. And if I angle it a little bit, you see the blue light is flashing as it's establishing its Wi-Fi connection again. Green light is there, showing the battery's charging. Blue light is there, and now it's solid. So now it's radiating its presence in Wi-Fi, and as long as I have power going to it, the watch will remain on, will charge. The green light will go off when it's done charging, and the blue light will be there, and it'll be in Wi-Fi mode. Well, you don't want the blue light there. I believe if you tap it once, the blue light went out. See, the green light is there, and the red light is actually there too, if I get it just right. Like so. Okay, so with the wire plugged in, I press that button once. It blinks 3 times. It's now recording the video internally. It's now on Wi-Fi and broadcasting it. So you could actually have this thing set up and as a security cam at home, recording internally to the watch, high definition, relatively speaking, video, just like you saw in my clips, and transmitting Wi-Fi to anything in your house on the LAN, or with the proper setup, wide area network to you anywhere out and about that you've got your 4G or Wi-Fi hookup, that you could come in and see what the camera is seeing, knowing that it's being recorded to the watch. Wow. All right, I know there's one thing I didn't cover, and that's how do you set this thing up to be on the internet, right? It's complicated. And I'm not going to go into that because that's, if you really want this watch that much, you're going to dive into it and figure it out. Hopefully, and it does say that you can remotely view the video with Wi-Fi in your home. And, well, it just says Wi-Fi in your home. So I'm not sure if the watch is capable of actually doing it when you're out and about. I hope so. But nonetheless, it's still pretty darn good that you can remotely connect it with Wi-Fi in your home. So there you have it for under $70 from BangGood, our sponsor for the FOX8 outdoor sport watch. You could pick up a really interesting smartwatch. Well, it's a watch with some smarts. Really, the only watch part of it is an old analog regular dial. However, it's this video feature that's built in. It's this ability to do internal recording and Wi-Fi broadcasting of the images coming from the camera on the front that makes this quite the watch indeed. And the face is pretty attractive. It's an interesting design, and it's an analog watch. And I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Oh, a couple of things to mention. When you have it plugged in and you're doing this whole home security thing, it gets really warm, especially up here in the back. When I took the cover off, I noticed the battery is attached to the back of the cover, so you can't really like take it far away, and then plugs in from there. And there's some wires up here at the top and big things that look like they get hot, heat sinks probably. Anyway, it gets pretty darn warm here, so you're not going to be wearing this on your arm with a wire hooked up, or you're going to probably get a burn. It does get that hot. It doesn't, I mean, I've run it all night, so it doesn't get excessively hot, but just make sure that you get ventilation around it. It seems to be okay running on batteries when you're doing the internal recording or Wi-Fi broadcasting to have it on your arm. The compass is pretty well useless, but it tells you when you're getting ready to do a recording which way the watch is up. Always have the compass up and you'll be pointing in the right direction for the camera. Thank you for watching Smartwatch Tics, yet another designer watch that we haven't seen before. We will be back with much more traditional stuff, some like regular Android watches. I know you're waiting for a bunch of those, so we'll see you soon.